are totally incorrect.
Well, we
Senator
look forward to
Marshall,
reviewing it.
Senator Marshall, Dr. Fauci has answered you. It is public information, and he's happy to give it to you if you would ask. Senator Moran.
What a moron. Jesus Christ.
All right, we all remember that, January 15th, Dr. Fauci calling a United States senator a moron in a hot mic moment. Welcome back to the show. I'm Rob Finnerty. Dr. Anthony Fauci is and has been the highest paid federal employee for a long time now. He earns about $434,000 a year. And up until a few weeks ago, no one knew what he was investing in or how much he was making on those investments. But now we know. And Dr. Fauci might need to lawyer up. Joining us now for more, the founder and CEO of OpenTheBooks.com, Adam Andrzejewski. Adam, great to see you again. Good morning.
Good morning, Rob.
So that was Kansas Senator Roger Marshall. He really got the ball rolling on this whole thing during that hearing where Dr. Fauci was caught calling him a moron. Adam, what have we learned about Dr. Fauci's investments and, more importantly, his net worth since those hearings a couple weeks ago?
So the Dr. Fauci household net worth rivals $11 million, Rob. And what we learned from the financial disclosures, and make no mistake, over the course of the last 12 months, an organization I lead, OpenTheBooks.com, we have filed Freedom of Information Act requests trying to get our hands on those financial records. The U.S. Senator got 106 pages of those records. And starting tomorrow in our lawsuit versus NIH with the public interest law firm Judicial Watch, NIH is supposed to start producing 300 pages a month, up to 1,200 additional pages on Dr. Fauci's financial records. So we learned that he's got a big net worth. He's got a $10.4 million investment portfolio. He's got a household income from his government work with his wife, who's the chief bioethicist at the National Institutes of Health. If you add up their two salaries, plus the cost of their government benefits, that's $900,000 a year. We also learned he's got royalties. He sits on the board of McGraw-Hill and makes at least $100,000, up to $1 million. It was a wide latitude on that disclosure, Rob. So you've got his investment income, and then you've also got the future pension. If he retired today, our auditors at OpenTheBooks.com have estimated that the Dr. Fauci pension will be north of $350,000. And think about that. That's $1,000 a day, paid to stay home on day one in retirement. And over the course of his first 3 years in retirement, he'll clean off $1 million.
Yeah, well, plenty of money to build a home studio so he can continue to make his Sunday morning appearances on MSNBC and CNN, I'm sure. Your research has gone mainstream. You published an article that was in Forbes recently. What was most shocking to you when it came to Dr. Fauci's his income, his investments, and what he stands to make once he does retire?
So I think the most shocking thing for me was the fact that it's only going to get better for Dr. Fauci on his 2021 financial disclosures. The stock market's been on a rocket ride, so you're going to see millions and millions of dollars worth of potential gains from his stocks because he's invested in 80% stocks on $10 million. Plus, he in early 2021, he actually collected $1 million prize for speaking, quote unquote, truth to power from the Dan David Foundation over at Tel Aviv University in Israel. And up to $900,000, it looks like, will be pocketed by Dr. Anthony Fauci. And look, that may run afoul of the Gillette Amendment. The Gillette Amendment is a 1913 amendment saying that a bureaucrat can't become a propagandist. So what's Dr. Fauci out there picking up $1 million awards for, quote unquote, speaking truth to power as a federal bureaucrat? I mean, he's not a public affairs officer.
So a bureaucrat cannot become a propagandist. And he is somebody that on a daily basis is touting the merits of these vaccines. Again, I'm not saying the vaccines aren't a good thing, but let's be honest. Pfizer has done very well with these vaccines. So has Moderna. And Dr. Fauci is already, now he's talking about the possibility of a fourth booster for certain segments of the population. Pfizer has minted more than 10 new billionaires since the start of the coronavirus. So COVID-19 has been very good for corporate, a lot of these medical companies. Are there any questions about Dr. Fauci's investments? Does he own Pfizer stock? Does he own Moderna stock? Does he own other stocks where there might be a flagrant conflict of interest?
So Dr. Fauci's been very smart about his investments. He, according to his financial disclosures, and Rob, this locks him in 2020, he did not own any individual stocks or bonds. He was only invested through mutual funds. And so that would insulate him from charges of conflict of interest specifically to stock ownership.
All right, and what do you think, what's next in this process? What are you expecting to accomplish next?
So the National Institutes of Health, over the course of the next 4 months, will release 1,200 additional pages of financial disclosures to our organization at OpenTheBooks.com. And if you think about it, Marshall got 106 pages, and every page was breaking news. I can't wait to get 1,200 pages of Dr. Anthony Fauci's financial records. Look, Rob, he is the most highly compensated federal bureaucrat ever.
Yeah.
And he's the most visible federal bureaucrat ever. And so on that basis, we have an obligation to give him oversight.
Just quickly, 5 seconds. Do you think he's broken the law in any way?
So that's beyond my pay grade, Rob.
Right.
So what we do at OpenTheBooks.com is we shine a bright, white-hot spotlight.
Right.
And then other people,
take it from there.
Purview,
take it from
their
there.
swim lane, they have to take.
No, because on the other side, it's not ridiculous to presume that somebody would have a net worth of around $11 million. He's 81 years old. He's making $434,000 a year. That doesn't include what his wife makes. So it's not a ridiculous sum considering how much he does earn. But it's going to be interesting to see when that information does come out. Adam Andrzejewski, good to see you again as always. Thanks so much for the update. We appreciate it.
Good to see you, Rob.